Let me begin with you, Anoop. Firstly, welcome to today's event, and let me start off by asking you, why you've joined the Aam Aadmi Party and why you're contesting in the first place.
All right, Pran, first of all, very, very warm greetings to all friends, across the world, whoever is there on this Google Hangout. And Uttarakhand is called Devbhoomi Uttarakhand, the land of the gods. I live here in Dehradun with my family. My inspiration for joining the Aam Aadmi Party is to try and do some good work, some real sincere work, for my own state. I'm very passionate about, our issues here. There is lots to be done. And frankly, the only party where I felt that, I had the space, the bandwidth, and the opportunity to try and do some honest, sincere, result-oriented, output-oriented work was the Aam Aadmi Party, is the Aam Aadmi Party. I think we are all aware, a few basics, we are all aware that, the kind of forces that we are fighting against. If I just talk about Tehri-Garhwal, the constituency from where, the Aam Aadmi, that is me, is contesting. If you look at the contours of this electoral battle, amazing. I think the entire nation will be looking at this. And the reason is because the BJP candidate here is the Queen of Tehri. The Congress candidate here is the son of the former Chief Minister. So it's a huge battle here, lots at stake. But, our team energized, enthused, and we really want to do some good work. So I think I answered your question. Why? Pretty simple answer, straightforward answer. I want to do some good work, and I think Aam Aadmi Party is the only honest platform, the only alternative through which one can fight these forces.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And let me pass on the same. Let me come back to you, Anoop, while you were away. Briefly, we had a bunch of questions. I also want to tell the audience that you can submit your questions on YouTube. I know some of you have already submitted questions prior to the start of this event. I'm going through those questions as well. But in the meantime, I'm also taking questions from YouTube. So let me start with Shushil Bahuguna's question. And his question is directed to you, Anoop. He says, how do you think you can compete with Saket Bahuguna from Congress and Rani Rajalakshmi Shah from BJP, who have lots of money and muscle power?
First of all, I want to say, warm greetings once again, because, I was away for some time, and then, we had Mr. Uday Kumar online. So once again, hello and warm greetings from Devbhoomi Uttarakhand to all global friends, all friends in India. As far as, the competitors here in Tehri-Garhwal are concerned, I think, we are fighting on a plank of, simply on a plank of honesty. Another dimension that we have here, regarding the two competitors that Sushil asked for, they purely represent, what we call typically in Hindi, Vanshwad, Paramparavad, so this is royalty, this is, pedigree and all of that, I think the voter here in Tehri-Garhwal is, in a very simple way, frankly fed up, with this kind of politics. And, I'm traveling around, across the entire constituency. I'm traveling around, with my team, and the overriding sentiment, that we are getting to hear is that enough is enough, we became a state in the year 2000. As a state, we have been let down, we've been let down very, very badly, exactly by the kind of politics that, Mala Rajalakshmi Shah of the BJP and Saket Bahuguna of the Congress represent. The average man on the street, as I said, is desperate for change. And they see in the Aam Aadmi Party candidate, which is me, a credible and honest, result-oriented, candidate. And there is, as I mentioned earlier, there's a huge buzz out here. People are really, really seeking change, and this is the overriding sentiment. So just to sort of, conclude summarize my answer, to Sushil. All I can say is that, we are going out with a very clear message. We are articulating our message very clearly. We have a large group of volunteers, who are coming together, working selflessly. In fact, at this point of time, I also want to make an appeal or two, to the audience which is, participating in this Google Hangout. There are 2 or 3 distinct ways in which you can help us, help the Aam Aadmi win and, make a change in Uttarakhand. And the first appeal, rather my request would be that please do share, and spread this message, to your own network of family, to your own network of friends, associates, colleagues, and everyone else in Uttarakhand, in Dehradun, in Mussoorie, in the constituency and everywhere else. This is number one. Number two, we are also grappling with funds. We need funds. So kindly be generous, kindly donate, because obviously money is very, very important. So two clear things. One was this word of mouth, and of course, you have tools like social media, you have phone, you have SMS, you have emails. So one was, this word of mouth, that we really want to spread this message. And the second one was, financial donations. And, if you go to the Aam Aadmi Party website, of course, you get the donation link. So I hope, maybe I've taken a little bit time and, to answer Sushil's question. But this is how, the overall situation is panning out.
Okay, I have another question while I have you on the line here. This is from Hari Singh. This is a question again directed to you, Anoop. He says, what is your vision for Tehri-Garhwal and Uttarakhand as a whole? It's a very general question, but you can just lay it out the way you see best fit.
No, see, the vision is again, quite simple and quite straightforward. And to put things in context, we became a state in the year 2000. BJP and Congress, I know, of course, it's a national election, but we need to talk about the condition of the state right now. We became a state in the year 2000. BJP and Congress have both ruled here for 7 years each. Their single biggest achievement in the past 14 years is that they have given us 8 chief ministers. We have clearly lacked in leadership, and that I think is what has really affected us. As far as my vision is concerned, my vision is to sort of bring Uttarakhand on the national map. I think we need to take a holistic view when it comes to identifying the pain points in Uttarakhand and in Tehri-Garhwal, working very sincerely towards fulfilling some of the promises that we are making to the people. And I think really I think one very key word when it comes to Uttarakhand is hope. I think people here are call it disappointed, call it frustrated. They have simply lost hope. So one key sort of task that I see for myself, or challenge that I see for myself, is to instill hope, that with this sort of positive leadership, with this leadership that can produce results, that can still do some good work here in Uttarakhand. Of course, we have many issues. Corruption is a major issue here. There has been no development. Things are at a standstill. We still have to recover, from this huge disaster, which affected us last year. Roads are in shambles. Health, education, any sector that you take. The MPs, the 2 MPs that Sushil asked for earlier, in fact one of them is the current MP also, they don't speak, they don't speak at all in Parliament. I don't know why are they so scared. I think we also need politics of bravery. Why are they so scared to open up and ask questions? They don't ask any questions in Parliament. They don't do anything at all. We don't know how they spend their money. They are not visible. Mala Raja Lakshmi Shah, by the way, is never ever visible. She's never going between the people. And Saket Bhaguna, the less said the better. The less said the better, really. So it's very, very it's unfortunate actually. With the kind of politicians. Out of if you remove the 5 Aam Aadmi Party candidates here in Uttarakhand, we have 5 seats. You have 10 candidates left from the BJP and the Congress. 5 of them are almost former CMs or their children. 2 are royalty. So this is what is the political scenario in Uttarakhand.
City, there's no water, there's no education. Where do I start?
Right.
Yes, Pran, I think you were asking me this question.
Yeah, same question for you as well. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Yes, we have. I'm pleased to share with you and with our audience that we are almost ready with our manifesto for Tehri-Garhwal. We have, we've done a pretty sort of detailed exercise. We have, taken views, from different people. I would say that, we are almost 90% ready. Elections in Tehri-Garhwal are on 7th of May. Our intent is to release our local manifesto, say about 2 weeks prior to the election, which is around the 23rd, 24th or so. I would, still request, as I mentioned, we are almost about 80–90% ready. I would still ask, our audience, if they have some inputs, feel free to contribute, and we will incorporate those. when we look at the constituency, when we're looking at this constituency of Tehri-Garhwal, there are broadly speaking 3 to 4 different areas. Now I'm talking geographically. So one is the district of Dehradun, which is Mussoorie, the city of Dehradun, the neighboring areas of Sahespur. And for those who are familiar with Uttarakhand, so I'm going a little bit into details now. Mussoorie, the city of Dehradun, Vikasnagar, Sahespur, Chakrata. So these are the key areas. When we go up, towards the Tehri district, then we're looking at the Tehri district as a whole, and then we go further up, and then we have the district of Uttarkashi. Now, each of these 3 or 4 geographical areas, have their own specific issues. If I were to start with Uttarkashi, which is so of course the disaster which affected us last year has hit Uttarkashi the highest. It has hit Uttarkashi the most. So we have a large number of issues relating to disaster management, recovery, rehabilitation, employment, eco-sensitive zone, and so on and so forth. When we come down to Tehri, I think the biggest pain point in Tehri relates to the rehabilitation of, if I may use the expression, victims, of the Tehri dam. So there are still a whole host of issues. We have this one bridge called the Dobra Chatti Pull, which is which has been in the making for years, but still shows no promising signs of moving ahead. We have the issue of Pratap Nagar and Lamgaon, and I'm going to use an expression in Hindi, which is called the Kala Pani of this region. Again, the monopoly of THDC, the suppression of the local voice. Again, a general atmosphere of despair and gloom, in the Tehri district. When you come towards Dehradun, again, a whole host of issues, rampant, unplanned, urbanization, land mafia, no jobs, for the youth. We have a large number of, young people in the state. The government has done nothing, really, and really my heart bleeds, for my state, my heart bleeds for my people. No jobs here, no industrialization. The politicians of the BJP and the Congress are corrupt. They are corrupt to the core. They don't produce any results at all. They have done nothing for the state. This state is in autopilot mode. And today, if my voice is reaching out, to millions across the globe, I urge, everyone to join, join in this politics of hope, join in this politics of change. Come strengthen me, come empower me, so I can move ahead, and be the change agent, for the Aam Aadmi in Uttarakhand, and really try and do some good work together. I think we're on a very, very strong platform. We're on a good platform. We can do wonders, provided we all come together. Provided we all become one. And fight these forces of the BJP and fight these forces of the Congress. I think if the more we are, the together we are, if we just align ourselves, we are a beautiful state. I think we have tremendous potential. God has endowed us with so much natural bounty. There's so much. The people here are good people, honest people, simple people, hardworking people. All that they need is direction. All that they need is change. And I truly hope if this Google Hangout can be one of the change agents in this sort of progress and path towards change. So once again, my appeal, I repeat my appeal, number one was to spread this word of mouth regarding this Tehri constituency. We're on a good platform. Please help us, please help us to spread this message. And number two was kindly be generous, with your online donations. Amount does not matter. Whether it is 100 rupees, 1,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees, 50,000 rupees, but kindly be generous, with your wallets and with your purses. Donate, so we become strong. I don't know, Pran, where I deviated, but I wanted to speak from my heart, and I wanted to share, how I feel. I feel that there is tremendous, just as there is despair, at the same time that there is hope, and I think we have to go more for hope, we have to go more for change. So that would be my message, today to this audience, internationally and, in India.
Thank you, Anoop. I wanted to just give you some real-time feedback from a gentleman who's also from Dehradun, Mayank Goyal. He just put in a comment. He says, I'm highly impressed by Anoop ji. I can relate to exactly what he's talking about. I will be providing financial support. I'll be spreading the word like you had asked me. I'd like to see how to contribute to this great cause, and you've already responded to that earlier. So I just wanted to give you that real-time feedback that has come in through YouTube.
All right.
So let me
Thank you so much. I'm smiling, as you can see, I'm smiling, and I'm thanking everybody.
Okay, so let me see any more questions that are coming in for you as well. So I'm not sure I'm going to be able to address all of them, but so I'll let you address the youth question first. I mean, how are you involving youth in your campaign?
All right. Pran, you had earlier also mentioned about transparency. I really want to touch upon that.
Sure.
There are two elements to transparency, in my way of thinking. One is communication and the other one is accessibility. So on this foundation of communication and accessibility this is the foundation on which you build the elements of transparency. And I have another very interesting concept, and I want to go here to BJP and Congress, which I believe only talk about electoral transparency. If I talk about the candidates here in Tehri, they are not transparent at all. So the little bit that they are communicating is only during election. As far as my own campaign is concerned, we are receiving a large number of accolades, a large amount of appreciation for the way we are running our campaign. We are really, really transparent. And I am transparent, and it is not only that in this election season that we need to be transparent. I believe that we need to be transparent. I believe that we need to be communicative, and I believe that we need to communicate. So that is the general sort of ethos, around which the whole campaign is built. Number one. Number two, when it comes to youth, since I'm not a celebrity or anything like that, I've always worked with young people. I have been the leader for several organizations where I have led large teams. So I think that is something which comes very, very naturally, to work with young people. And obviously for each one of us, there are always 3 or 4 priorities, which we really believe in. So, employment, for youth. Employment for youth is really, really, jobs. Jobs is really, the big sort of, focus area as far as I am concerned. I don't want to go into the specifics or details now, considering the time limitations, but jobs is clearly going to be employment is going to be clearly one of the focus areas. Another very important area for me is going to be education and health. And this is what also Arvind Kejriwal talks about. Arvind says that, if we have to change people in one generation, if there are 2 things, on which one needs to put focus on, one is education and the other one is health. So employment, education and health are going to be some of the key areas where I'm going to put in a lot of focus on.
All right. Thank you so much, Anoop. So if you want to have any closing comments before I let you go and I focus on our last panelist, that will be great. You can just close with any closing comments.
My closing comment is that we are doing quite well here in Uttarakhand, in Tehri-Garhwal and Dehradun. We still have another 25 days to go for the campaign. Of course, it is everything is not perfect. We have many challenges. And the more sort of friends that join us in this campaign, I earlier made 2 appeals which I'm going to repeat. One was spread the word of mouth and all of that. Number 2 was donations, and the third appeal is going to be that if some of you have the time, come and join our team. Come and join our team here in Dehradun. Come and join us, physically. Right now, what we need is we need actually execution. We need people who can execute. And there are many areas, we need help. I need help to go to Tehri. I need help to go to Uttarkashi. I need help here in Dehradun, So if some of you can also come and join a part of our team, more from an execution standpoint, that is also going to be very, very welcome. So that is how I would like to close. I would also like to, in fact, thank everybody, for being so patient. It is 9 o'clock India time here, and abroad also in the West. So for all those of you, who've been so patient, listening to all of this, and so a big heartfelt, sincere note of gratitude and appreciation, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Anoopji. Wish you well luck in your campaign.
Thanks.